Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2024 Green Mountain Championship presented by Smuggler's Notch Resort. It's playoff time. It's the final 9. There's a lot of stuff happening out here on Lead Card. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hotkeys.
Honk.
And we're trying to migrate.
It's
getting windy. It's fall. It's a little chilly today. It's a little blustery. We're ready for some calmer conditions, but we're not getting them on the back 9. It just gets worse.
Oh, it gets way worse. Silva Saarinen now with a 2-stroke lead over Scoggins and 6 strokes ahead of Kristin Tattar, the defending champion at this course for both the World Championships last year and the Green Mountain Championship in 2022. Annika Sten and Holland Hanley both having good rounds as well, but a lot less ladies under par, much worse conditions than in round 2.
Let's kick things off with this pretty simple par 3. It's a nice change of pace, a little bit wider OB. There is a little pinch point on the right-hand side that can come into play if you don't give your disc quite enough steam. This one did play a little trickier today, though, because we had a pretty strong left to right wind that affects the turnover shot that a lot of people throw, or the forehand. It was sometimes head, sometimes left to right cross, so a little bit scary to control your angle and get that flex shot you need if you're going with a distance forehand. Silva trusting the disc, but here's the wind taking effect.
And flirting with that corner, fortunate to drop inbounds. Kristin going to take the forehand route. You need a lot of power for this one.
Forehand was scary today. You can see that disc wanting to turn a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice distance, setting herself up for a tailwind putt.
Orbit drive from Kristin. Trying to make up some strokes here, make a push. Working the flex with this new white destroyer that's very, very stable. And just outside the bullseye. Just checking up perfectly. Missy going to try to work the backhand. I like that she keeps it low under the wind a little bit. Oh, almost a little bit too much turn. It's actually great.
I like how Missy's follow through right now is like kind of wild.
Like she kind of just runs off of the tee pad. I want her to keep running.
She's throwing her whole body into it.
Yeah, to get those discs to turn. Here's some wind.
Yeah.
I like when visually things match what we're explaining, because sometimes it's like, yeah, it was windy, and then it's just a dead calm flag stick. Here we go. It's happening, people.
You could see that disc move to the right.
Yeah, crazy left to right. Going to be a tailwind for Kristin. She needs to get this up in the air a little bit more than normal. A little extra pop, and she does it.
This hole always plays as one of the easier holes. It does today as well, but only 13 birdies out of 41 competitors. Definitely playing tougher than it normally.
For another birdie, and to bring it once again within 1 stroke of the lead.
Look at all the spectators up there in the mountains.
It's the best.
It's so cool.
Silva still in the lead by 1. Ooh. Silva with the current hot round, your current leader. Kristin under par for the second time this round, but it's whatever. She's struggling. She's working out there. She's trying her best. Let's move on to hole 11. It's a par 4 of 530 feet. OB on both sides, but the left side definitely comes into play more often on the tee shot. You want to kind of pump something out to the right and then maybe fade kind of close to that left side OB to open up the next shot, which is over this rock wall. We saw Holland do this really well. Forehand is absolutely the best shot to get down there. The OB is kind of angled in a strange way on the short right. You need to be careful if you saw off your sidearm or maybe backhand turnover. There's definitely more room to kind of work if you push too far straight on the approach. It's a good looking shot from Kristin. Look at the wind bounce this thing around though.
It was a pretty decent, if I remember correctly, headwind here, right? Head slash left to right.
Mostly headwind, yes.
It's a scary shot here.
Yeah, and you can see it kind of take control of Owen's disc and push a little bit farther to the right than you'd prefer.
Yeah, it really lengthens the second shot where you're trying to crest those rocks. It becomes a little bit more out of control, and you don't want to have to throw a distance driver there.
No. And it's a sharper angle.
Mm-hmm. And it's just such a hard pan green that you want to come in with something a little slower.
Silva, a decent shot, also a little on that right side. Definitely workable. Missy, this one flipping too much, kind of pushing towards that right side OB, but it is way over there. Everyone definitely having a bit of trouble with the wind there. Just a reminder that we have some ghost stamped ozones from Trash Panda. They're 100% recycled discs. Check them out at JomezPro.com. We love them.
We sure do. Silva with a nice tree kick there on the corner. That was coming in a little earlier than you want. She'll be safe, but at this point, probably going to have to settle for a par.
Giving this some good power and width. If she gets over that wall... okay. She trickled over.
Continuing to trickle a little.
Not super satisfied with that shot, but most of the work done now. Missy, forehand.
Yep. Good looking shot.
Yeah.
Sit down. Oh,
not quite rewarded, but she should have a look at another birdie. She's very pleased with that forehand.
Yeah, that little tree jail on the right side can be brutal, but she might find a little gap through one of the lanes.
Wow, Kristin way up here, able to throw more of a chip shot, but it's a little high and a little early.
Silva from up above the rock wall, but she does have a wide open fairway to work.
Yeah, not quite worth it to run it with that OB pretty quickly behind it. Owen gonna give this a run though. Needs to catch the leader. Now's her chance. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, I thought she had it.
Me too.
Kristin, oh wow.
Yeah, forced to go sidearm here, and it's low ceiling. Oop.
Oop.
Comes up quick, but she is safe.
Whoa. Missy, very wide straddle. About as wide as the gap she's going through.
Still get some good power on it.
Yeah. Someone's doing yoga. And a good comebacker from Kristin to save the par.
There was, again, 6 birdies on this hole.
Popular number today.
Mm-hmm. Lots of 15% birdie rates on these holes. Yesterday, we saw a lot of 25 to 30% birdie rates. So this wind really adding a challenge. A lot more holes playing over par.
Yeah, not surprising. It's wild out here. Silva maintaining the 1-stroke lead. Everyone maintaining, they all parred.
Here's hole 12. This par 5 is easy in theory, but this tee shot really dictates the way the rest of the hole goes. You want to make your disc land as far left as possible, but it also has to get some good distance, because if you come in left early, it gets really difficult. You can save a par really easily, even if you have to throw 2 shots in that first half of the fairway, kind of do a little layup for positioning. You can even save a birdie from there if you throw a huge 3rd shot across, but most of these ladies going to get their 2nd shot across and have a pretty simple up and down for birdie.
Kristin with a nice, powerful shot. As long as that checks up, kind of without those trees on the left being in her way, she's going to really be in a nice spot to throw more straight rather than a turning shot or forehand. Owen really leaning on this racer. It's less stable than her destroyers, as you can see. That's going to be an interesting decision on the next shot. a lot of women would lay up for there, but a lot of women aren't playing for the win.
Silva really trying to keep that disc left. It might be a little too far left, though.
Similar to Kristin's, I saw Sophia Denica land over there, and I thought it was too far left, and then it was wide open, as long as you're not right on those trees. Missy flipping this one a little bit too much, or the wind did anyway. Oh yeah, look at how pinched Own is. This is going to be a very, very sharp sidearm. This is that white destroyer.
Ooh, this is risky.
Yeah, it's trying.
Oh no. Yeah, that comes up short. She is going to have to take it from the short side. I don't believe it crossed.
Yeah, I don't think... I don't know if she can reach... I mean, she can maybe get into circle 2, right? From short side?
You can reach it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can.
It is wide open.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see that play a little bit more and more. If the hole remains the same.
I
Great.
landed a little shorter on the left side, and it pinches off a lot. These are some big distance shots.
Oh yeah, like
well.
they're past where that pinch point.
Yep.
You kind of need to push these trees. But if you do, look how open it is. Okay. That was an optical illusion.
Yeah.
It's a real gasp.
Missy gonna work a backhand turnover. This is a scary shot because that OB is all the way down the left-hand side.
Plus those branches.
Oh, man.
That was a good looking shot. Dang. Missy not quite putting a clean round together today.
From here, it's 375, I believe, to the basket.
Yeah, it seems right.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go look and ask him, okay?
Missy not quite able to get it all the way there. That's going to be a longer look than you would like to save par.
Going backhand here. That's a little surprising to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't she always?
Yeah.
And a decent shot, but again, quite a bit of work to do to save that par. And just as Madison said, easy in theory or on paper or whatever you actually said, I agree with the sentiment.
Kristin's third. A nice little chip forehand up to the green. See how the birdie can just look very easy.
It can. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to agree with you.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking to the viewers at home.
Oh.
I know you're sitting next to me, but I'm not talking to you.
Okay, well, if you could just make more eye contact with me, I would appreciate it. Silva will hang up her third nicely. Oh, really long look at 60 feet or so.
Yeah, and it's a lot of wind today. Look at those leaves gusting out of the trees.
Pretty.
Not going to be able to save the par here. Missy with her own chance also from circle 2.
Oh, good run. Silva from 22 feet. Ooh, little high, but it's in.
The old cage putt. I mean, band putt. We like a band in. Kristin's so close here.
Really starting to heat up. 3 down through the last 4 holes. And Own gonna drop back a little bit now. 3 strokes off our leader. Missy in 4th. Kind of at this point through 12, kind of just forced to play for position. Likely battling. Oh, Holland's doing it. Yeah, she's making a push for that podium.
Mm-hmm. Huge distance on that forehand.
Huge
Wow.
putt as well. Wow. Do you see how many birdies she has in this middle stretch? That was like 5 or 6 out of the last 7.
Speaking of heating up.
At Smugs. It's all about Smugs love. A love of 3 big mountains with terrain for all abilities and an annual average snowfall of over 300 inches. What's not to love? Smugs is an award-winning family resort with camps, lessons, equipment rentals, and so many fun-filled adventures on and off the slopes. It's why we're America's family resort. For the most affordable skiing and riding in Vermont, buy your season pass or bash badge before Halloween and save.
And after a long walk, hole 13 is a par 3, 405 feet following the telephone pole. Wires. OB on the right side. Very technical shot to fade at just the right moment into this gap. The pin is always tucked a little farther to the left than I think it is.
Yeah, this was a change made a couple years ago. I feel like it was made maybe more catering for the MPO field.
Used to be more reachable for sure.
Yeah, and I kind of wish we would go back to that pin for FPO, especially in calm conditions. People can reach this basket.
Yes.
We saw only 1 birdie in the last round, not many people getting to circle 1, and that was dead calm.
Yeah.
When you add the wind, especially today, I think it was a headwind, right?
It was like, yeah, kind of head. Hold on, let me think about this.
Right to left?
I think head left to right.
Left to right, yeah, that's right. And it makes it pretty unreachable. Especially if you're trying to throw a safe shot. A lot of players, wow.
Ooh.
Okay, Silva, of course, is going to put it inside the circle right after I say that.
Cool shot. But now they know how impressive it is because we're complaining.
Yeah, a lot of players landing in circle 2 on the left, and there's just a wall of trees that you can sometimes not even access the basket.
Owen with a smooth looking shot, but most good shots do check up in that maybe circle 2 or even outside.
Look at this wind as Missy steps up to the tee pad. Trusting this Zeus.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it even flips it up.
Wow, she doesn't often throw these Zeuses. It's her wind disc, and boy, was that pretty. Still a little bit short, not quite rewarded, as Madison was saying, but I think we can all appreciate that Silva's drive with the Fission Defy was pretty amazing.
Owen short enough and wide enough where she is able to just jump something up to the green. Missy close enough to this wall of trees that she does have a gap, but look how teeny it is.
Sneaky little gap. Oh, she tries to go up and over.
Yeah, you can't. A lot of times you just can't really run at it. You're just laying up to the circle.
She just shrugs like,
That's what I could.
Kristin with an open look at it. You can see this wind coming in. It's mostly a headwind for her here.
Ooh.
Oh, she liked it. It looked good the whole way.
Silva inside the circle.
Man, just to keep extending her lead. Wow. She's charging, man. She's 6 down through the last 8 holes.
Showing us how she got here. One of only 3 people to get inside the circle on this hole. There was only 2 birdies today.
Wow. Silva looking really difficult to chase down in this moment. She looks very in control.
The other birdie was distance thrower Hannah Bloomer. So it's Silva, she's got it all. She's showing how well-rounded her game is and why she won so many events across the pond this year.
Trying to chase down her first big win in the U.S. Seven down. Again, that was the best round that we saw in dead calm conditions. Silva already there through 13 holes.
And such blustery wind.
Yes.
Hole 14 is 280 feet. Very simple hole compared to the rest of the layout. But today, playing a little tougher. There was some wind kind of swooping through here on the second half of the hole. Kind of a headwind, maybe a little bit of right to left cross as well. But generally swirly and not in the direction you want it. You can see Silva's shirt blowing, these trees blustering. Just throw something overstable, I think, is the play.
Yeah, this one was not a fun one to throw first off the tee. Silva has been doing this all day, keeping it low, not letting the wind affect it. Also not really giving her card mates a good wind read because Madison's right. This wind was turning this over OB right in a way I've never really seen before.
Yeah, it was very weird. And it's when my card came through, you couldn't feel it on the tee pad, but the green was wild. It almost looks like an opposite here. You can see it blowing everyone's hair around on the tee pad, and the flag at the basket is just still.
Yeah. Kristin working out and around. There is some risk in that play. You can roll, but she is putting. Own working this right side as well. This one's a bit riskier.
You do see a lot of rollaways on that side as well, but yeah, she checks up nicely.
Missy hasn't birdied in a while, and this is one you always walk up to and think, I should be able to get at least a putt on this one.
I feel like this is the first tee pad that Missy hasn't walked up and had like gusting wind in a while.
Yeah.
She's been getting the bad gust.
Her ponytail looking great today, though.
Silva, a little wind blowing through the green. She's got an Anheuser putt for birdie.
Look at this kind of awkward footing, foot on a stump. Not able to convert. Maybe giving her card mates a chance to catch her because she is running away right now. Own for birdie from over 45 feet. It's banned.
Missy straddle putting again, has some trees on the left side of her swing.
Man, just one of those days where Missy's not quite connecting, but she's putting herself in position. It's a frustrating feeling.
Kristin birdieing again. I've heard a lot of players today talk about how weird it was to play in the wind, and we're all used to it. You know, we play on tour all year long on huge courses with windy conditions, but with how calm every single practice day and every tournament day has been so far, it really was like, I kind of forgot how to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely got spoiled.
Kristin gaining a stroke here on the rest of the competitors.
She's within 5 of the lead now.
Almost half the field birdied this one in round 2, and there was only 8 birdies today.
Wow.
That makes me feel so much better.
That says more than we ever could with all of our flapping words that we like to throw out there.
Silva still with 4 strokes. Wild.
Hole 15, a par 3, 320 feet. Absolutely treacherous. Look at all of these trees that are very scarred from very, very many tree hits. I don't know if you looked at them, but it's crazy. I like a forehand just because it feels like the kicks are not going to be quite as punishing. The backhand is a great way to get there, but if you hit right side and go left, woof. Honestly, early anything is a nightmare. So just at least kind of get halfway down there and then see what you got. But we saw a handful of birdies on this one in round 2, and the wind is kind of down. So it's gettable. Great shot.
Yeah, Kristin coming in hot, carrying that distance with no problem.
That was her orbit grace.
It's so far. This is a more challenging shot for the backhand, but Silva's so good at these. Oh no.
Rather large miss, and it's going to be a tough scramble. Hopefully she can save a birdie.
And bogey.
Yeah, obviously. You don't think she's going to throw it in from there? I like to think on the positive side.
Yeah, sorry, I'm being negative.
Yeah.
Oh no, with a great.
A good shot, but
yeah, you're happy with that. If you get more than halfway down the fairway, you're like, all right, I'm fine.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like I said. Missy going to show us the backhand. This looks good. Keep going. Solid. Maybe in circle 2.
All right, let's see what Silva has to work with.
I'm guessing not a whole lot.
No.
Particularly for a throw-in. This is far.
This is a time where she has to make a decision. Is she just going to pitch out?
Kind of the aggressive pitch out, we'll call it. And
That's
that,
good.
Yeah, should be easy work, hopefully, for that bogey save. First mistake we've really seen from her, feels like all day.
Yep.
Oh, and there we go. Good damage control from our leader.
Yeah, looking very professional out there. That can quickly spiral out of control if you're trying to throw something silly and make up ground. I like that she just kind of settled in with the bogey, took her medicine.
She's very good at taking her medicine. I feel like most Finns aren't babies like us Americans.
They're golfers.
They're golfers. Missy, maybe edge of circle 2 land. It's going to be a par. Kristin for a pretty highlight birdie. In a 2-stroke swing. Uh-oh.
Man, on one hole.
You can never count her out. Okay, it just once again got very exciting. Kristin within 3 strokes. Own is also right there.
It's crazy
within
that
3.
Silva's, she's been 7 down through the last 9 holes. But Kristin's just kind of matching her as well. There was a 6-stroke deficit at some point in this round.
And now it's close with 3 holes to play and 3 treacherous ones. 16. So many things can go wrong.
Own right there in that tie for second place with Kristin doing work. Holland Hanley moving up the leaderboard as well.
Discraft built for flight. Built for flight.
Hole 16, a tough hole even in calm conditions, and today the wind was ridiculous. This tee shot is very challenging. I like a overstable mid-range or a stable mid-range. Just got to stay out of those trees on the right-hand side. Your second shot, ideally you're going over that little OB river in the middle of the fairway. You can reach the basket if you put your drive far enough, but most players just throwing something more safe and getting out into the open, chipping up and taking a par here. You don't see a ton of birdies. This is definitely a highlight even in very calm. We had some gusts coming through this tunnel that were blowing leaves up into our faces on the tee pad earlier.
The shot out of this tunnel in particular is absolutely crazy. A good shot from Kristin. She's going to be a little bit on that left side, but should be able to at least easily get a par. Or I don't want to say easily. She's in a good position to get a par.
Yeah, the wind doesn't make anything easy today.
Own getting aggressive. This is that racer that she's been throwing all day. In a decent spot, actually.
Yeah, she'll have some weird footing, but at least it's open.
It's one of the reasons I like this hole. It's, I think, the most technical tee shot we throw all day and one of the most difficult landing zones. But you throw over stable mid, I like understable fairway. You just see such a large variety and players able to play to their strengths, which we don't always get to do.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of, not luck involved, but a little bit of luck involved in your footing. But I think it's a good disc golf hole because you're required to more often than not throw standstill on your second shot. And I think that's a cool little obstacle you have to have on the hole.
It is. Silva goes neutron hex. Not a bad shot, but it fades out more than you want over that rock wall. It'll be interesting to see if she can get across on the second or has to pitch out.
Surprising to see a hex hyzer out that much. It's a little bit more of a neutral mid.
It looked a little early
Wind
and sawed
affected?
off.
Yeah.
I think it undercommitted personally.
Yep. And that wind definitely will help an undercommitted shot in this situation. Look at it gusting right now.
Yeah. Missy with a really beautiful second shot from short on the fairway. And yep, the wind is still going. Kristin just playing for par here. Honestly, not her best effort there, but she gets away with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really sawed off. Maybe setting herself up, though, for another forehand.
Yeah. Or also maybe thinking the headwind was going to do more.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's safe. Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh. Owen really pinched.
Trying to make something happen.
Oh, man.
Okay, what do we think? Going across?
Yeah, I think she is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm glad we got to see this angle.
Oh.
Okay.
See, I don't know the distance from the short side, but my guess is it's somewhere around 310.
Yeah, I think, somewhere around 300, maybe even a little shorter.
We're Owen's throwing 325, right?
Yeah.
And that's
But a windy.
Yeah.
Scary 325.
Yeah, that's a good effort. That's about as good as you can do with the backhand there. And the putting green was no friendlier. It was windy there as well. Let's see what Silva does. She looks like around 300 feet here.
Nice standstill from Silva.
Yeah,
Wow.
good recovery.
Very good. Look at her little crowd wave.
Yeah, a little chaos there at the beginning of the hole, but she's dialed it in. Kristin even throwing on a jacket. It was brisk there for a second.
It was. Coming out of that tunnel. Kristin parking it. Keeping it close to 3 strokes. But Own going to drop back one. Only 2 holes left.
Missy playing this hole exactly how you're supposed to. All going right according to game plan. Par is so good on this hole today. It was the most difficult hole by a long shot, averaging at almost a full stroke over par today.
Ouch.
No players got to circle 1 in regulation.
Wow.
Only 2 got to circle 2.
Wow.
So you can see how our lead card is battling just for pars here.
Look at the flag beep still, though. Isn't that infuriating? Oh, no, Silva. Uh-oh. Maybe starting to get a little nervous with
Kristin
two-time
Park.
world champ Kristin Tattar and defending champ chasing her.
And parked for her par, which feels a little like a birdie today.
Wow, interesting. Also, that's not fair. She could be nervous for 1,000 reasons, but
Yeah.
it is the first shorter putt we've seen her miss. Own with the double, gonna drop back. She's still within 4 strokes. You never know what's gonna happen.
One more check-in from Holland Hanley on 18. Whoa, goes wide.
So high. Look at this. This was like mostly a tailwind, kind of right to left.
Second shot. She's going up the gut.
Ooh, get past it.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
So
Into the
cool.
bullseye.
Yeah. Oh. Our
Oh.
editor did tell us about this. Haley King calls Holland on a foot fault. It was seconded. And Holland parking it.
Yeah, Holland agrees immediately.
Yeah.
Gonna take the stroke, but when you're getting a birdie on this hole, it doesn't feel so bad.
Yeah. Good par. Good par.
Great par.
Drama. Speaking of drama, 2 strokes. 2 strokes, 2 to go.
Yeah.
Whew.
Kristin bringing it with up 2-2.
Buckle up, everybody. Hole 17 is a par 3, 390 feet. OB on both sides. A mandatory that you're not really thinking about. You're trying to throw a hyzer, almost sawed off. It always feels like it needs to go more left. If you throw 2 straight, you're going to find OB deep. Elevated pin, windy green, at least when most of the cards came through. I suppose we'll see. It's birdieable, but it's not a gimme.
I feel like normally this hole on the windy days is a headwind, but today it was a little bit more of a tailwind. Once you got wrapping around the corner, kind of a right to leftish. It was. This is when it starts getting really swirly, though, and you couldn't really predict what was going to happen. Kristin going to be on the edge of circle. This is kind of decision day here. Let's see what Silva does, because if Kristin has to run that putt, it's a scary one.
Pressure's on, though, for Silva off the tee. That was a tournament fortress from Kristin. Really fantastic shot. Missy Gannon pushing a little too straight here. Good work from the gallery, but that is going to be out of bounds. Leave it, bud. He'll learn.
Silva just needs to put this in bounds most of all.
And it looks like she's doing that. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, Silva has to go first.
I think
You think she runs it?
I feel like 90% of FPO players are laying that up. I don't know what Silva's going to do.
Silva's
She's coming off a missed short putt.
Yeah. But she also makes more of those death putts, particularly on elevated pins, than anyone I've ever seen.
And so does Own, who has to go second and could potentially go for it as well. I mean, sorry, Kristin.
Okay, I was like, Owen is technically in the mix. You're right.
Own was throwing, but I was thinking
It was a good shot from Owen, yeah. Missy just laying up this third shot. Her body language says, lay up to me? No, she's going for it.
She's going for it. Oh, a soft
I was
spin.
kind of in between. Okay, I wasn't wrong.
All right, big moment here. What's Silva going to do?
She's lining it up. She's lining it up for sure.
Yeah, she is. Oh, man, not even drawing metal, but it does.
Stressful.
It does check up.
Yeah, the wind is kind of down right now, but ooh.
Yeah. Kristin also lining it up.
Oh my gosh, look at that focus. Oh, I thought she was going to make it for sure. Wow.
These two little comeback putts, I know they're short. They're right outside the bullseye, but it's very uphill here.
Yeah, Silva's a tester. Even the bullseye feels like a tester. Okay.
She's good for it.
Okay.
All right.
Man, I got to remember to breathe over here.
I know, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I can't imagine just canning that putt in this moment.
That's why we're behind the microphone.
Mm-hmm. Kristin doing it as well. There were 5 birdies on hole 17 today. So this one played tough with the wind.
Missy gonna card a bogey. Let's see, is she still in that tie for fourth? Let's see. I think Owen pretty solidly in third, yeah. Just needs to kind of cruise. Oh boy. 1, 2, go. 2 strokes left. Wow.
Silva still holding on to the hot round, tied with Holland Hanley, who's in the clubhouse with a 5 down. Still a 2-stroke lead going into this final hole. But man, a lot can happen here. At 700 feet, this tee shot is so important. It can get crazy because most players are working the hyzer down the right-hand side. But if you do not come back in bounds, you have to basically re-tee. The error, or the miss here, is to go left side if you're going to go out of bounds. This second shot's also scary because this elevated pin is perched on the edge of a hill with OB at the bottom. Rollaways are prevalent. There's a lot of places you can go out of bounds here and a lot of obstacles that are difficult to avoid. On top of that, the wind is wildly swirly. A lot of wind that you feel in your face, but the flags are blowing 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Looks kind of calm as Kristin approaches the tee.
Kristin going orbit rive, hanging out very wide. It's looking good. Come on. Yeah.
Ooh, that's centered up.
And very far. She can attack for birdie from there.
The second shot is really well set up for a forehand as well.
Yeah, the route that Holland took through that right side with the backhand is definitely the less common play. That really was an amazing shot.
Very risky.
Silva straighter. Yeah, in danger of going OB left here.
She's good at the flip ups, but that's not flipping up.
No. And as Madison said, though, she's OB on the left side.
Opens up that second
But
shot.
now we have a possibility of a 2-stroke swing here.
She can still save par from over there. It's reachable.
But
it's about 300 feet, I would say, from where she is. Maybe a little bit more than that. But depending on her angle, she could have a low ceiling in play.
oh,
Hey, it's not boring, that one.
oh, and just barely out of bounds. Wow. I wonder. It looks like Silva's going to have to go first, too. And so that's a lot of pressure to try to park the hole to win. Oh, my.
Yeah. Look how calm the wind is here right now. Awesome.
Missy inbounds. She's, I believe, 1 stroke back of Holland, who's in solo fourth right now. So a birdie here would get her in a tie for fourth. Oh, and out of bounds. Working the forehand. This is a huge shot to get a putt.
Yeah. just barely out of reach for her to get up to inside the circle. That's a really well executed shot, though, from where she went out of bounds.
Man, a lot riding on this shot here.
Oh, show us the angle. Okay, it's a nice turnover shot.
She's good at these.
Yep.
Looking good.
So coming in a little low.
A little short. It's like just outside the circle. Not what you want for a par putt. If Kristin can put this close.
It's a scary putt for sure.
Yeah. This is interesting. Let's see with a solid shot. Has a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, that's a really difficult backhand turnover shot with the low ceiling. Kristin's so far down here.
Going sidearm. And I mean, if she can birdie this, like, we have a playoff potentially. It seemed like she was out of it for so much of the round,
It sure did.
particularly on the front nine. This is an amazing comeback, and what a sidearm.
Oh, the wind just letting it go there too. It is in the bullseye.
Wow. Oh, man, I do not envy Silva. She now has to make this putt for the win. What a shot from Kristin Tattar. Cool under pressure.
Yeah, it's really nice that she set herself up for her most comfortable shot.
Yep.
Oh, and just outside circle two, just laying this one up.
She secures third place. Still a great showing from Own. A little bit of trouble on the back, but she's a champ in all of our hearts.
Own in the run for points title. This is going to help a great deal.
Missy for birdie and a tie for fourth. She's going to destroy some property and settle for fifth.
In protest of no birdies on the back nine. All right, Silva.
For the win.
Looks like just one step outside the circle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And we've seen her miss a few times, but
That was a good putt.
It was a good putt. You rarely see her miss left or right. They're usually centered up. It is good. It's almost dead center. A little high.
Just high.
Wow.
If that was an inch lower, that would have stuck.
Oh, man. Kristin parked for par. Parked for a birdie. We're looking at a playoff with this two-stroke swing on the final hole. This kind of feels like a dramatic sports movie. Wow. Kristin Tattar not ready to give up this Green Mountain Championship title.
Fox Run Meadows doing what it does.
Ruining people's lives.
Yeah.
Oh, what a civic act of kindness from Missy Gannon as she wraps up her round. Isn't that crazy that Missy can have a bad round and still secure fifth?
Like a really bad round.
A really bad round for Missy.
Yeah, for Missy.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're heading into a playoff. For the playoff, we play hole 18 over and over and over again, sudden death. Yep. Well,
That is stressful.
Yeah, you just have to turn around and walk right back up the hill.
That also sucks. That's a pretty big hill.
Uh-huh.
Who came up with that? Yeah. Oh, okay. They drive
they're
them.
parting 'em.
That's actually quite nice.
That is really nice.
Do you think they're discussing strategy?
Kristin will be this tree, and Silva, you'll be the head, okay? And if you win, you can choose to go first or second. Okay. It is the tree. Kristin, would you like to go first or second? I'll go first. All right, and then if we tie again, you'll go first next time. Okay.
Yeah. So whenever we're ready.
Cameron, we ready? We're ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how about one big round of applause for the playoff?
I mean, you know the crowd loved the playoff. Silva probably not liking the playoff situation so much, considering she had such a large lead for a good portion of the tournament. Kristin, you gotta imagine feeling confident after just parking this for birdie moments ago. Minutes ago.
Yeah. Again, the wind isn't always going to be a factor here on this tee shot, but this looks great. It looks like she's got this dialed.
Can you think of another tournament where you get to replay the hole that you just played as the playoff?
No, usually you do play a loop of like 1, 2, 17, 18, or...
I can't think of one.
Yeah, you almost always go back to 1.
Kind of interesting.
All right,
Silva probably nervous. I mean, she just threw this out of bounds last time.
Yeah, let's see if she can make the correction and keep this inbounds.
Oh, that looks great.
A lot more her style here. But with great distance.
Fantastic.
Kristin, again, lined up with the sidearm. We know this shot she's very comfortable with. She's a lot more pinched, I believe.
Yeah, she definitely is. Still going out to the left side of the tree. Just skirts by all of the branches.
I feel like she even hit some of those branches.
Yeah, she's somewhere around Circle's Edge looking at another birdie. Silva significantly farther than Kristin. She lined up to the... I want to see which gap she's lined up to.
I think she's too pinched to go around the tree the way we saw Kristin.
Okay.
Oh, but she's far enough up, and this looks kind of comfortable.
Kinda. Yeah. No. Okay. It looked perfect. That last branch took a lot of speed off.
Silva now.
Oh, now up first.
She's in circle 2, I believe.
Yeah. It looked like she was going to park it.
Almost an exact putt of what she just had to make.
Wait, a lot of stressful circumstances for Silva to overcome here. Oh, no. And there's OB down there. And she found it. Oh, man. That's it. Oh, what a bummer.
Oh, I don't love this design in a hole, and I hate that it's coming to be a factor in this playoff.
Yeah, Kristin can just lay up. Ah, dang it. Well, Silva Saarinen making an amazing push. Still a good tournament. Gonna have to settle for second place. A sad way to end the tournament, but the happier story is Kristin Tattar made an amazing push in the final stretch to once again become your Green Mountain champion.
And 3 years in a row, it's impressive. It does require a well-rounded game. Silva really showed us that all weekend. Kristin going to come out on top, and not a way that anyone would like to draw it up, but she battled through the back half of her round.
An amazing victory.
So glad we got to see so much of Silva's game in the playoff events.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for our runner-up in this playoff, Silva Saarinen.
Silva, so young. We'll see so much more of her.
I'm pleased to present the winner of the 2024 Green Mountain Championship presented by Discraft at Smuggler's Notch Resort. Put your hands together for Kristin Tattar.
Kristin, you and I just both looked at each other and kind of said, wow. How do you feel in this moment?
I feel amazing. Early in the round, I felt like still nothing was just working. I don't know, I just felt so sad inside. I was thinking to myself, I'm here. I'm just going to give my best, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I will give my best. And yeah, this happened.
Kristin, amazing performance. Congratulations. See you at the next one.
Thank you.
Kristin's so good at overcoming adversity in the final round. That's like I feel like constantly her story.
I mean, that's why she's won so many. It's why she's a 2-time world champion. She was 5 down on the back 9, making an incredible push for this victory.
And shooting 5 down today on this course in this conditions is a feat in and of itself. But Kristin started out with a lot of bogeys. She she was battling back to get to even par, even 7 or 8 holes into the round.
She really had to dig deep.
Yeah, she sure did. That's so impressive. Silva with an excellent showing this week. Looking forward to seeing more of her. Own Scoggins, of course, lighting it on fire. Holland Hanley moving up into that 4th place position, also shooting the hot round of 5 down. And what a championship Sunday.
What a day. What a weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. We are at MVP at Maple Hill next weekend. Another playoff for you.
Yeah, this is the first of 2.
And they're back to back and they're both 4 days in. We are ready for it. We hope you are.
We'll see you guys next week. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're your 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.